Good evening, everyone, and welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, the one and only, often imitated, never duplicated backyard superstar, Tim Vicious. I am talking about Raw this week. This one was in England, and hands down, like I've said it a million times before, UK crowds, they're in a league entirely of their own, and I absolutely love when they wind up doing the UK shows. Wish they would do it more often. It would actually even be nice if they wound up doing a friggin' pay-per-view over there every now and again. You know? Not saying you gotta make like a WrestleMania one or SummerSlam or anything like that. You know, just even if you're doing like a one night only deal. But yeah, you want to have them. That way you could show that that crowd is really just that damn good. But anyways, on with the show. Raw kicked off with Bray and the Wyatt family out in the middle of the ring, talking about on how, you know, before, when we go to bed, we think about all of our problems in life, and in our dreams we can fix them, and then when we wake up, reality kicks in, and all that. Bray is hands down one of, if not the best guys that they have that can handle the stick. And that's the God-given truth, because his promo skills, and I've said it a million times on here, if anyone feels that I'm wrong, by all means, feel free to question me on it. Bray's mic skills are up there in comparison with the likes of Jake Roberts. You know, he does what no one else does. He goes, you know, he does the way he works it. You know, he doesn't go out there screaming, kicking, and yelling, saying, "This Sunday I'm gonna kick your ass," all that kind of happy honky-dory horse shit. You know, because anyone can go out there saying they're gonna go and beat someone up. If they don't do that, then what? Yep, but Bray, he goes out there, doesn't go screaming, just goes out there, talks normal, in a normal, nice, calm tone, getting your attention. And when you do that, then that's when you gotta do, what's he saying? And then you listen. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't bother to really do that anymore. Listen to what it is the guys are saying, because they'll go and hear what the guys on the stick are saying that, you know, we're gonna go to war, but, you know, or whatever, but not listen and hear the tones, the attitude, the demeanor, and the way that they're presenting it. And that is something I think seriously is needed, because they got like a bunch of Hollywood writers and, you know, writers that would do like friggin' novels and stuff or whatever, doing the writing for the shows, instead of having, you know, wrestling writers write the show. Not saying we want that douche nozzle from New York that wound up winning a world championship wrestling title, because, whew, if I see him, I'll show him a swerve. Anyways, right as Bray's in the middle of cutting it, next, you know, boom, Cena's music hits. He six Owen and Harper out on them to go up to the ramp to go and stop them. And you could tell, obviously, just by the way, the fact of he sent them out and the camera was pointing over here at him, that Cena was going to come out from behind. He did, got up, gave him an AA, and then ran right out of Dodge. Yeah, and they announced that he's got a match with Harper later on that night. So, get to that one when that comes. First match of the night, Cesaro versus Sheamus. Big thing that shocked me with this match was Sheamus didn't really get that big of an ovation. And I'm not saying this because he's an Irishman and they were in England, because You know, honestly, I'm pretty sure everyone is over that whole Irish versus UK thing. You know, well, I should say everyone short from Vince because, you know, anytime he gets bored, he'll just go and say, well, you know what? We need to get something. Why don't we have Sheamus go up against Barrett? There we go. We'll have a Mick fight we'll have that Mick go and fight that little limey over there. And there you go, that's my best Vince McMahon impression that I got, short from doing the "you're fired" thing. And don't ask me to do that, my throat is kind of hurting. But, yeah, Heyman, first and foremost, was phenomenal on there. It was great with Paul out there. You know, doing a, guess what I am? The Undertaker! Because my client, Brock Lesnar, conquered the streak. And in all fairness to Paul, I know everyone's been getting on him saying, alright, dude, seriously, shut up now. It's over, we're done with. You know what? No. No, because saying you're the one that beat Undertaker's undefeated streak is like saying that is pretty much the equivalent of getting to say you wound up getting with friggin' hype, that you wound up going out with Heidi Klum or something. You know? It's that, those are some serious bragging rights. Brock has the right to brag that, and Paul has the right to do it because of the fact that he's his manager. And he pushed him up to there. And as far as with the match itself, though, it was pretty okay. I mean, it had its points. I was pretty impressed when Sheamus did that running knee and rolled over onto the apron and then walked partway over to do that battering ram. But the big part I was really impressed with was right out of nowhere when Sheamus was up on the top and he went to go launch himself. And you see Cesaro like this, and then just right out of nowhere, wham, going hit an uppercut like it was friggin' Street Fighter. You know? All you need now is for him to wear a white or red gi, have the MMA gloves, and get some hair. And have him be Ken or Ryu. But Cesaro won, and it was, on how it was, it wound up making me think a little. Heyman got up there, took his jacket off like he was getting ready to call Sheamus out. Next thing you know, Cesaro grabbed Sheamus and whoom, German suplex. Got the 1, 2, 3 right from there. The thing that got me thinking is, they're going to make him start using the German suplex as a regular move instead of doing a neutralizer. 1. And 2, are they stopping the whole King of Swing thing that they were pushing? Because since he started working with Paul and he got the King of Swing name, he hasn't done it yet. But yeah, that's just me. Yeah, anyways, next matchup, it was a, hold on, I'm gonna look, it was a beat the clock one. I'm gonna look and see what the time was for it. 1 second, hold on. Okay, it was 5 minutes, 2 seconds. So, beat the clock challenge going on. Winner of the challenge winds up getting to face Barrett for the Intercontinental at Payback. Barrett, of course, wound up getting a huge pop when his name got announced. Yeah, not really that surprised. Opponent, first round was Big E and Ryback and it was kind of funny to watch because Big E, he can work with guys like Ryback's size. It just seeing Ryback try to work, though, is what's hilarious because, yeah, I'm pretty sure Khali can move around a lot better than him, you know? The only thing Ryback does anymore that's hilarious is, you know, when he goes on commentary and starts starts spitting out random gibberish and then doing the thing, you know? Sounds like some kind of cartoon bad guy from the 80s in Saturday morning cartoons. But Big E wound up getting the win. Like I said, the time was 5 minutes, 2 seconds. Get to the next matchups on that as we go through on here. But next matchup, it was the Union Jacks, which, I know last time I brought up the Union Jacks, I got confused because geography teacher wound up pretty much spitting me a whole bunch of BS saying Scotland was its own thing and England is its own. They just share the same land, and that's why last time I got confused with the Union Jacks thing with McIntyre, but all good now. Got it all situated. I know now that it ain't. But they came out, they wound up getting a huge pop, and you know that you got good talent when your jobbers are over. Alright? And I mean your jobbers. Not just guys that are doing jobs like Sandow or Ziggler, but I mean your jobbers like 3MB or the Brooklyn Brawler. But they came out, they were getting ready to go and say they're doing their match, and then out comes Lana, which is by far my now new favorite part of the show, because, I'm not even gonna lie, I could watch Lana sit there and read a phone book all day, and honestly, I just want you to, here's my reasoning. Need I say more? Yeah. That is pretty much why. But she came out, got the normal kind of heat that you would expect for her doing a Putin thing again. And I know a lot of people are crapping on it. I, for one, like it because it's pretty much... You want to get negative reaction from the crowd? Bring up what's going on around the world and talk about the negative things that are going on around the world and use it. They did that with the Iron Sheik, with Sergeant Slaughter, and all that. Now they're using it with Lana and Rusev. Very good. Like the fact that they brought up that he was Bulgarian in there, especially considering that, some Brits ain't necessarily fans of Bulgarians. I ain't met any that are. I ain't met any that aren't. But I've met plenty that are still fans of Lana. So, anyways, Rusev walked down, completely obliterated McIntyre and Jinder, and then got in the ring, just totally destroyed Slater, and in which case, let's all just take a moment to bask in the fact that Rusev wound up beating up somebody that wasn't a black guy. That was not a minority, should say. Because he's beaten up Sin Cara a couple times, but now he's moved on from beating up the black guys in WWE and is now just, I think they're looking to have him just beat up guys in WWE in general. So, now we know Rusev's not that racist. Although he's still going to get that heat from beating up all the black guys to the fan base. Anyways, obviously Rusev won. Next matchup, it was Beat the Clock. It was the battle of the acronyms, ADR versus RVD in on a MAT. And hopefully you were watching that on your TV. And now that I'm done spewing out that kind of random crap, on with the match. Del Rio was a little shocked that he wound up coming out there, no knee pads or nothing, considering before he was always, especially since, he's got the same kind of brace as me, and I wish I had it sitting right over here with me, because I'd have put it up. I don't. I must have gone and tossed it in the wash, but, Either way, he came out, no knee pads on and all, and also, for a Mexican guy, he was really pale. He's getting really pale. I mean, dude, seriously, if you can't go outside and get a tan, just go and do like Christian. Go and do a fake bake. They sell it in the can, you spray it and then just boom. But Wow. Anyways, on with the match. The 14 or 15-year-old in me was really disappointed in the fact that the 29-year-old in me wasn't excited that RVD was out or back, because honestly, Rob hasn't changed any at all since his ECW days. And not making a knock on Van Dam, because he's a good wrestler, he's in good shape given his age. You know, it's just, dude, you gotta adapt and move. You gotta adapt with the times. I mean, perfect example. Triple H, you know, he started out with the Connecticut Blue Blood thing, and then when he got into DX, he was doing that suck it pervert thing, and then when he got out of that, and then he got out of there, and then he started, and then he went into the game. He was changing himself. You gotta be able to move with the times like that. But with Rob, for whatever reason, whether it's because whether it's the fact that creative likes the stoner gimmick, or what, they didn't give it to him. They just want him to keep staying the same. Anyways, Van Dam wound up winning the match in 4 minutes 15 seconds, and everyone, including myself, was expecting him to win in 4 minutes 20 seconds, just so that way we could all go and pull out RVD 420 jokes. In which case, if you didn't grow up watching ECW and you don't know what RVD 420 means, that means I just smoked your ass. Okay, I got that out. I'm good now. Next matchup, it was one of the highlighted matches that they were talking about. Seth Rollins versus Batista. They made a stipulation. No Evolution, no Shield. Only officials are allowed down to the ring. So, Justin Roberts wound up announcing Seth. Seth came on down. And then out came Triple H as the special guest ring announcer. And then he announced the special guest timekeeper, Randy No Pants Orton. Seriously, Randall, I want you to hear me. Seriously, I hope and I pray somebody in WWE is seeing this, because Randy, seriously, you had no match that night. You had very little mic or promo time. You know, you had maybe 15 to 20 seconds in a backstage segment. Why in God's good name do you choose not to wear pants? Are they like some form of file evil? Or do the voices that you keep on saying you allegedly hear tell you not to? Dude, seriously, nobody wants to see you walk around in your underwear all the time. You know? Even if you just go to Walmart and buy a $5 pair of shorts. You know? Go walk around with those. Phil Brooks did it all the time. And I call him by that because I refuse to acknowledge his wrestling name, because ever since he quit, he turned into a douche nozzle, more of a douche nozzle than he already was when he quit. But trying to keep this a little more family oriented with the language here, so I'm gonna get off of that subject. And just again, real quick, Randy, wear pants. Hunter was out there wearing jeans and a t-shirt. You can do the same. But next thing you know, just as they were about to announce the match, start the match, Seth grabbed a stick saying, the special guest commentators, Dean and Roman, in which case Dean Ambrose got on the mic, and every fangirl out there watching was just yeah. And that's as clean as I can really say, because I know for a fact some kids are starting to watch this now. So the last thing I need is to get some heat from the parents. But the fangirls were just like, oh my God, it's Dean on the mic! Roman, he just kind of sat there like, yeah. Which played good for him, considering that, they got him going with that pissed off kind of bit now, considering he's got that giant gash right up here. He had that gash up there and he had that stitches. But the match between Seth and Batista, it was fairly decent. You know, I liked it. You know, Seth wound up getting a win. Yeah, and obviously they all wound up going at it with each other, and they finally, I don't know if they said it on Friday or last week or on last Raw, but now the six-man match between Shield and Evolution is going to be a no-holds-bar elimination match, which, you know, personally, I think this gimmick match should have been at Extreme Rules, but I'll be okay with it being here just because of the fact of they showed me at Extreme Rules that they didn't need a gimmick match. You know, but if anything, hoping that at Battleground that they wind up doing a War Games, because word on the street is the arena Battleground is gonna be at. It's big enough to house 2 rings together so you can do a War Games match, and please let that be the case. Would really like to have that happen. But anyways, yeah, even if not that, you know, you figure you got 6 guys, just do an elimination chamber match then, you know, because you can have Batista and Randy in 2 pods, Seth and Dean in another, and then you got Hunter and Roman started out, and then you just have the match go from there. You know, something along those lines. But anyways, Seth wound up winning, hoping that they do like what I was saying. Next matchup, it was Alicia Fox versus Paige. Before that, they were highlighting, talking about Alicia's meltdown last week, and I can't even really say I thought it was a meltdown. I liked it. She just flat out acted like, you know, she was mad, and should be. Really impressed with the fact that, you know, a lot of the girls lately since Paige came up have been pushing them, have been stepping up their game. Not saying that they're good, that they're any better, but they're pushing themselves to get better. And yeah, the match between Alicia and Paige, it was surprisingly pretty good, and even more surprising, Alicia won. Oh yes, that's right. The one woman on the roster who would turn heel or face every other week based off of a flip of a coin, you're gonna be heel. Wound up getting the win, and it was good. It's just thing that keeps on getting me, and I'm pretty sure not just me, but a lot of other guys out there. And Nick Meltzer, I know you have, because we've brought it up. We were talking about it that night on Twitter. You know, on how the way Paige is getting booked. You know, she gets her ass kicked nonstop, and then next thing you know, just right out of nowhere, boom, hit one or 2 moves, wins. Really? Why not have her put up a fight? Have her put up a fight to make her more of a believable champ, instead of just, you know, this underdog. You know, because last I checked, underdogs still fight, not just hit 1 or 2 lucky shots and then get a win. But anyways, Alicia got the win. She started going on, flipping out like she did the week before. And instead of grabbing JBL's hat, she grabbed Lawler's crown, was actually walking on the barricade, grabbing fans' sodas or beers or whatever, started throwing them back, and then she was dancing around like, woo! In which case, not gonna lie, last time I saw a woman dancing like that wearing a crown, I wound up having to tip her. That's a story meant for another time. If you want to know that, talk to me on Twitter and I'll tell you. Anyways, last match for the Beat the Clock, it was Zark Henry versus Dolph Ziggler, and Ziggler got a huge pop. You know, it was just about almost like a Road Warrior pop he got. You know, they did their match. It was really good, given that, you know, they even walked in knowing that they had to do a short match. Obviously, they already knew, but, you know, I'm talking about for fan base perspective that they did. Not in the back, oh yeah, okay, here's the script, oh, okay, we gotta go this amount of time. You know, but they did really good. I've always liked Henry. You know, I'd like to see him get more of a legitimate push, but I know he ain't gonna. So, just gotta buck up and grin with it. Ziggler, I would like to see him get a push. I know they're not gonna, though, because he's too concussion prone, and, you know, you put the strap on him, next thing you know, he takes one wrong kick to the head again, and he'll be out. He could be out for 2 months, and you wind up having what happened the last time he was World Heavyweight Champ. Yep. They're not going to do that again. They're not going to want to risk to do that again. Anyways, on how the match ended, Ziggler went to go for the zigzag. Or no, not a zigzag. He went to go for a crossbody. Henry caught him, hold him up, and did a running power slam like Davey Boy would. Got a 2 count. Next thing you know, Ziggler got up, wham, hit him with the zigzag, and was crawling over to go and do a pin. And just as he got the 2, the clock hit 0. So it wound up saying RVD won, so he's going to be facing Barrett. Rob Van Dam came out like, oh yeah, hey, look at the Tron up there. It says I won. So, Rob Van Dam, oh, he got hit with a bullhammer by Barrett. Barrett came out doing, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. And pretty much wound up giving us a history lesson, saying that the English wound up giving us our concept of time, which, yeah, did give you guys that. But did that. Next thing I started talking about on how he's going to wind up beating Rob at the pay-per-view, which case, really hope he does. You know, and yeah. After he did that, they started playing the, I can never remember the name of the song. It was the song Davey Boy Smith had for his entrance. The dun 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 one. I know that's an actual name, but I can't think of the name of it. Either way, you know, Wade wound up getting the upper hand on that. So hopefully next week we'll see RVD get the upper hand, so that way they can make it look like it's more even match instead of just one guy, you know, being dominant over the other. But on to the main event of the show now. Almost got this taken care of. John Cena versus Luke Harper. Now, big thing that impressed me with this match, hands down, Luke Harper did a Hurricanrana. Now the guy's like 6'6", and like roughly about 300 pounds. He looks like Bruiser Brody, and the guy has the look and build of Bruiser Brody, and will fight like him, but also fights in the same kind of sense Cactus Jack did. So, which is friggin' nuts. But anyways, a 6'6" guy was able to do a Hurricanrana with no problem whatsoever, and yet Cena, who's roughly about maybe 5'8", 5'11"-ish, can't. So, John, just please, you go to the Performance Center and learn. Learn some moves. Build your repertoire. Maybe instead of having the 5 moves of Doom, you can get the 5.5 moves of Doom. You know? Just a random thought. But either way, Cena wound up getting the win from the match. I really don't remember on how. I remember I was just more so shocked with the end. But they were building up for the Last Man Standing match, which, again, I reiterate, Last Man Standing matches are the most boring of gimmick matches because you have to knock them down, and then you have to wait 10 seconds for them to declare a winner. And again, I will show you like I did last week. Ready? Oh, while I'm doing this, please by all means feel free to leave a comment down below and hit subscribe while you're down there, kids. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pretty much boring, huh? Almost as half as boring as this show, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Anyways, Bray wound up hitting his sister Abigail on Cena once in the ring and once on the ramp. And Bray, he had a mic, he was singing, he's got the whole world in his hands. And while that was going on, Harper was counting to 10, which actually made that interesting. And if they do something like that at the pay-per-view for the Last Man Standing match, that'll make it more interesting and actually make it worth watching. Well, not more so worth watching, I mean more so as in less boring. Because it's, like I said, Last Man Standing matches are boring because, you know, the action aside, you know, putting the guy through like 600 tables, okay, yeah, cool. Now you have to wait the 10 seconds like, dude, really? Ugh. Alright, so that's enough for this show, kids. Like I always tell y'all, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Look for me on Twitter at Tim Vicious. Make sure y'all look for my backup account, Tim_Vicious. Get put in Twitter jail every now and then because I wind up saying stuff people just don't like. I can't help it, y'all don't like me. It's just me. I'm a natural born asshole. Also, don't forget to follow these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. My brother from another mother, James Belmont, JX2001. That Roxy girl, Vicky Earls, Roxy M, Vicky got their own YouTube channels. Make sure y'all check them out. I am Danny Sunday, Mucky Morris, Helen Robinson 82, Axel Mulligan. Look for his backup, Darren Drambles. Also, Axel's analysis is on YouTube now. He's talking about NXT. Really good show, really well educated fan. Always love talking about the sport and the business with the man. Like I said, y'all need to go and check him out. Sunday Segway. Kenny, can't wait to get back on there again, man. Cranky Grandpa, Legion Lady Aaron, Oliver Ben, Just a Stupid Mark. Make sure y'all check out Ollie Ben's and Masked Mark's TNA Turnaround. Ollie, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. July 20th, man. Beat the Clock Challenge. You may be the young brain, but you know what? You gotta face the YouTube Messiah, and I got the alpha brain, dude. Alright, so like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.